Alright, greetings and salutations. My name is Comic Fire, and welcome back to more Let's Play Final Fantasy Legend 2. Real quick, I have taken the majority of my items off of my characters, because I am trying to perish. Ooh, getting hit really hard. I've taken all of my armor off. Oh, but a Jaguar fell. How am I supposed to get to where I need to be if it's gonna take so long, Oh no, perhaps 4 Jaguars just might be too much for our merry little band of children. Yeah, we got 2 dead robots, 1 very injured mutant, a dragon, 1 dragon, no mutants. Kai, you can pull through! No! And Toki's party was slain. I knew it. This had to be what heaven looked like. Oh, hey there, guy. Odin, huh? The big man on campus himself. The Lost in Wars come here, huh? Damn. We actually died. Wow, it's just like SMT4 Apocalypse. Well, minus that part. That part was unintentional. He didn't want that. I do. If you say no, it just takes you back to the, it just takes you back to the title screen, which isn't what you want. So just hit yes, and then it takes you back to the beginning of the fight. So now we need a, GTF, as the kids say. I know I put it in during editing, but I can show you here. Harry gained a point of agility from using the bow there. So I'm going to re-equip everyone with all the armor I took off, so this is going to take a hot minute. But as you can see, when you re-equip them, robots do get a little of their HP back, because it's adding to the total, but it's, you know, also adding to their current amount of HP. Boy, I really wish I had a cure spell right now. I was kind of hoping I would pick something up doing all those fights. That was a lot of fights. Oh, jeez, that's a lot of HP. Oh, money, 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 money. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Oh well, now I've showed you. The first time I went through the game, I just kind of restart every time I was in, you know, mortal peril, so I didn't actually get to see that. So, one fight later on didn't make quite as much, I'm not gonna say quite as much sense. Like, do you need a reason to fight dudes, really? But, it was certainly nice knowing that there was something I missed, so I could see it properly this time. Alright, so here we have a bunch of new enemies. Spiders, which I don't think anyone here can really do anything interesting. The skeletons, I've noticed, waste a lot of their time just punching. And punching is, like I've already said, it's basically useless, so I would leave them for last, because they are going to be doing the least amount of, like, they're the least threatening thing here. So if you have to focus your, skeletons don't have meat, that's the whole point of being a skeleton. If you're going to focus your effort on anything, I would leave the skeletons for last, because they're the least threatening. Ooh, gangs. I don't remember if these guys had their names changed. There are a few, I don't know about a few. There are definitely a couple enemies that I remember got, their names changed in the Collection of Saga version, but could not tell you if Gang was one of them. I'll show you the big one later when we get to it. But here's the Shrine of Assis. Yeah, who is Ashura anyway? This key person must be pretty strong. And a healer. She's just like my Final Fantasy XIV character. That I haven't played in, golly, it's 2024, 3 years. Next world is Ashura's Desert. Well, that's what I was trying to allude to earlier. This is just the first world, and you don't need to grind too much in general in the first world, because your stats will not necessarily carry you, but they're more than enough to finish the first world. The next world will start finding higher leveled enemies, and at that point we can start more reliably getting stats. Thank you! Nah, we're just trying to find our dad. Our dad, who knows, he might be using it as a god. We've already seen that there's multiple people with hats on, like, why are we, like, why is that the defining feature of him? Oh. The relics of ancient gods, huh? 4 to the east and 3 to the south from the big rock in the southern forest. None of that means anything to me. Except it does, because I know, I've played the game before. Cool. So now we're going to be going through our first real, well, I'd say our first real dungeon of the game. You know, we had Mr. S with us the first time, so I'd hardly say that counted. 1 Jaguar. Not really much to me. Yeah, the only downside about healing with Ki is that she does not restore your spell charges or anything. Okay. So who knows, it might actually be a decent idea to, like, carry a bunch of, like, weapons and spell charges going in. Because with the encounter rate as high as it is, you're not gonna... Ooh. 9 HP, not bad. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my charges on 1 gang. Perfect. Alright, so now for the Relic of the Ancient Gods. Will be our first real dungeon of the game, and the first one where we can find some wonderful treasure. Like I said, we'll go for the skeleton last. Just have the flamers flamin'. Sounds like a classic forum post, doesn't it? Flamers gonna flame, as the 4 chanters say. I would like to get some mana early on if I could, but like I said, it's early on, the stats are pretty slow going just because you're fighting such weak enemies. And we get a whip! So the cool thing about the whip, or the weird thing rather, it uses your strength to determine how hard it's going to hit, but then it has a chance to boost your agility. It's weird. Like, I'm gonna give Gar the whip here. See, his agility went up. But he'll make better use of it than Toki will, so... But then, you know, having the whip would make Toki's rapier even better, so... It's a weird weapon. Plus, when you use it, you have a small chance to... It's not even really a small chance, it's like a 27% chance to bind up the enemy. It says, you've winded the whip. And when you do that... I'm gonna start using the bow here. And maybe I can show you here. And then it just takes their next turn away. Like, it's not like a random thing. Yeah, winded the whip. Now one of those toads, or sorry, one of those, them fungi aren't going to attack too much. Then again, you know, if I already just taken it out like that. But it's all gone, so not like it matters. Give me all of that delightful gold. Ooh. So lizards are weak to ice. So if we had a male mutant right here, we could really give them the business. Damn, why did the whip twice in a row? Yeah, that's the fun thing about mutants early on. It's just... Hey, our mana went up. Nice! Cool, so now Flame's going to hit slightly harder. Oh. Oh. Well, that's no fun. Yeah, so compared to the first game where you could gain stats in multiples, like, say, for example, there's a chance that if I gained mana as a mutant, it could go up... Oh. Well, screw you too. It could go up by 1, or it could go up by, like, 5. It was great. A little random, like all stat gains were in the first game. The first game is very cryptic in that regard. But, I don't need that. It was a little faster when it did go your way. Here, stats only ever go up in increments of 1, so you're only ever going to gain 1 mana, but it's more consistent, because, you know, I use magic, and my magic will go up instead of I use magic and maybe my agility goes up, who fucking knows. Yeah, just shoot the fly. I have a picture on my Switch about just shooting a fly with a pistol, which I thought was silly. I am not eating fly meat. That sounds disgusting. You cannot make me. I will scream. I will piss. I will cry. And a cure potion. Not bad. I'll say maybe I shouldn't have bought the cure potion, because, like, after we armored up, we're basically invincible. Yeah, I still got plenty of flames. I wonder if the RNG is different here. If I'm winding the whip a lot, or if I'm just hitting 27% chances that much. Okay. Damn, 7 lizards. That's a lot of lizards. You ever seen 7 lizards in one place in your lifetime? That's a lot of lizards. I'm gonna wonder if I've ever seen that many lizards in one place, but maybe at like a pet store. Or the zoo. Yeah, look at that. They just keep going after Toki, and Toki's, like, completely invincible here. I'm actually not sure if Toki really could be hurt in the first world, and he could probably reliably handle the second world at this rate either. Or as well. It'll be nice to restore all the, all that fuck you damage we took on the along the way. All that gold that we had to waste at the end. Gold is going to be a pretty hot commodity early on, especially for what I have planned. Which is to buy things and increase my arsenal, like any good RPG. I'm saying it like I have like something like nefarious going. Nope, it's just I'm going to make my dude stronger. Yeah, it might be useful to spend a little time when we get to the next world grinding up Aeries' agility. Because it's going to get to the point where if we focus entirely on her mana, that she, ooh, that's quite the group there, isn't it? If we focus entirely on her mana, it's going to get to a point where she's going to be too slow to get a turn in sometimes. So she's going to have fewer opportunities to get, you know, cast a spell to raise her mana. It's an agility death spiral, I call it. Yeah, it might be worth the chance. But there's like agility potion stuff that can help, so... I see a dude in the walls. Alright, this is Aeries' last flame, so I might just run from battles here. Just because at this point, it's going to be a lot slower going if we don't have as much crowd control. Actually, we only got 1 mana point out of all of that, damn. But the dungeon's almost over, so... Oh, the Magi were in here. Oh. Did she leave anything behind for us? We're just a couple of intrepid young children. Okay. It's gotta be around here somewhere. Actually, yeah, I guess, you know, using the bow to start, you know, getting our agility back up would be nice. Or agility up in general. Now, I'm not going to show off every single battle in the game, because, you know, that'd take forever. But, oh, sweet, now we got our first little bits of Magi. Mana, speed, and this one is power! So now we can equip Magi. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give speed to Toki, power to Gar, and mana to Aerie. And Kai gets nothing, but Kai doesn't need anything right now. So the way the way that Magi work is the stat-based Magi. You equip them, and the first ones you equip on a character gives +5 to that stat. So Aerie just got. Here, we'll go into her abilities real quick. Aerie got has +5 to mana. It doesn't show it, but it does do that. And any additional mana Magi that we get will add +1 to that total. So you can snowball pretty quick here. It works the same for power, but speed, whether it's intentional or bugged, gives twice the bonuses. So Toki gets +10 for equipping the speed Magi, and +2 for every one we get from here. It's stellar, it's great. Just more reasons why agility is kind of the best skill in this game, because they really hand you all you could ever want. I too can open it. Oh, they tripped. Clumsy bastards. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. That was fast. We were right on your heels. Well, anyway. That's all we had to do there. Oops. So I didn't show this off earlier, but when you load into the game, like if I saved and shut off and then turned the game back on, there would be a chance to get into a random battle, and it happened when I loaded up the file today. Which I think is funny. I don't know if missing gives you a chance to gain a stat. I feel like it wouldn't, but I did commit to the action, so maybe. I don't know that one for sure. Don't quote me on that. And it's just gotta be so hard to tell, you know, early on when we don't get much out of every battle. Hit him with the Colt. Yeah, we're doing pretty good with that bow. Not bad, not bad. Now, doing more actions per battle, like if Aerie used the bow 5 times, like, that doesn't matter. Like, all that matters is that she used it at all. So if you do 1 action or 5 actions, your chances of stats going up are going to be the same. Which, you know, for boss fights is kind of mid, because you'd be like, oh yeah, more chances, but bosses are also high enough that, you'll probably get a stat from it anyway. Going to the Ashura's base, huh? Hey! And we get Key as our new 5th party member, so let's check her out. God damn, she's bulky, fast, huge mana, thunder, cure, and a full set of bronze. Not bad. Yeah, she's, the 5th party members are generally, like, your savior buttons. I don't know if there's, like, I think there might be, like, one character that's, like, kind of mid. But, for the most part, like, they're your saviors. Like, they're the busted people that only stay around for a little bit. It's not like Final Fantasy II, where you like you'd get like other party members and they were better, but they're not great. Oh. Well, he shouldn't do that. Wonderful, we can take the fight to Ashura even faster than before. I say before, like I played the first game. That should restore all of our charges. Yeah, Ashura was a really big deal in the first game. Like, I don't think it's like it mattered. Like, I don't think it's the same Ashura. But, given that a lot of the enemies here kind of just feel like reskins or just like reused assets, you know, it's like you had to make a game come out really quick. You do what you can to, you know, save your time. Now, the heal staves are great. Staves. The heal staves are great because they're full party heals, but, very expensive right now. And not really worth it. Like, a cure potion gets us where we need to get. They'll become much more useful later when we have much bigger HP totals. I really want that SMG. There's Temptat, like Temptation. I think, yeah, it's a magic spell. Like, these are tomes where you can, like, if a mutant gets the ice ability, it's going to be weaker than the tome, but the mutant ability recharges, whereas the tome, that's 30 charges, and then you've got to buy another one, so, you know, give and take. Temptation can inflict Confuse, which, battles are so fast in this game anyway. Thunder is obvious. Fog? Let's see, Fog attacks one group and is poison elemental. Could be pretty cool. And rockets are cannons. That was a stupid statement. And entirely incorrect. Hold up. Okay, so the way that rockets work, kind of similar to guns, but stronger and with a much higher chance to hit. But I don't really want that, because I want an SMG, but I don't have the money for it yet. We should have it by the time we finish up Ashura's base. Sorry, Ashura's base. So let me pull that up. Yeah, SMG. It hits it's way better than the Colt, because it's stronger, attacks an entire group, and it never misses. I want an SMG as fast as possible. But we don't have the, we don't have the money for it, and we don't really have the treasure for it, so I'm gonna go through Ashura's base, because we shouldn't need it by then. But I definitely want it before we go through Ashura's desert. So why don't we go through that, good old base of his? We'll show him who's based in Red Pit. Yeah, when it's small groups like this, I think I'm mostly just going to stick with the single target attacks. I'll use the bow for Aerie and maybe try to get some agility up. I want to save my flames for bigger groups of enemies. Couldn't get into the base easily, huh? Cool. So the way that these zombies work, if you talk to them, they are an infinite source of battles. So if you want to, this would be a great way to grind. For money. Like, look at that, super fast, really quick, over, got 168. And if I wanted to, I could talk to him again and just start it right there. Which also means that there's no point in talking to any of them because they are all bad for you. I'm gonna save for Thunder Charges for now because I do kind of want to use that to grind up gold. I want to get to 6,800 and get that SMG. I'd like to get 2 of them, but might be a little greedy to ask for 2 of them right now. Yeah, her damage with the hammer is whatever. I don't particularly care about that. That's not why I'm using it. I'm mostly just stalling out battles so Aerie can get a flame in. Oh, what could be in here? Oh, walked right into him. Yeah, it doesn't matter that if you, how you do that, like if you walk into them or if you press A, if an input goes through, that would put you in that sort of, like, you can walk into them, you can press A, and it'll trigger the battle. It doesn't appear to be like a big group of zombies in particular either. It really seems like it could use her. It really does just seem to be pulling from like any old encounter group here. I don't really know how to call that. I always remember in Final Fantasy VI, people would be like, yeah, like this encounter group is like 2 dogs and a dragon, or, you know, something like that. I used to be on a forum with a guy who made the Brave New World hack for that. I'm not going to act like we were friends or anything. I didn't really talk to him or talk much on that forum in general. But I remember when he was making that, and he was talking about the enemy groups like that. Nope. Wanted to check for treasure. Surprised we actually got that many steps without an encounter. That's pretty good. Not gonna get that every day. Enjoy it while it lasts. Yeah, the encounter rate in this game is pretty bad, I'd say. It's very high, but like, I don't know, with how stats work in this game, you kind of want that. Like, this is a whole new opportunity to get some mana or agility. Like, that's golden. You want that, but it does get to a point where you're already strong enough, and you're still kind of getting into fights constantly. But the first game was like that, too. Though this one, you don't have to do quite as much save scumming. HP goes up by 9. I'm gonna run from this group. I don't know, I really like the music here. This reminds me of a section... Maybe I should have just gone through 1 first, huh? Because I'm talking about this game that I'm probably gonna bet that most of my viewers haven't played. I don't know, judging by the age range, I might even go so far as to hazard that a lot of my viewers don't even know these games exist. Like, I figure anyone who specifically searched this up is probably old enough to know what it is, but... Then again, you know, you age along with your viewer base. Like, I remember, a lot of my viewers were younger when I really got, like, I don't want to say big, but, like, during the heyday of the Sage Master 15 era, we had a lot of younger viewers at that point. Hey! That's what I was talking about earlier. This is a speed potion. You give this to a human or a mutant, and they permanently gain agility. Robots can't use them, and I don't think monsters can, but look at that, 9 agility. I think it's like, it's +3 guaranteed. Which is pretty damn good. But, you know, a younger viewer base for LPs that are like 8 years old, like, they're older now than I was when I was first doing those, so, I don't know. I'll give the viewer base some Not leniency. I believe in you guys. And if not, hey, you get to experience it with me together. Because this is one of my favorite games on the system. Wow, that's a lot of enemies. I'm gonna have to have Kai go in with the flame, too. I don't quite think we need to use any thunder charges yet, but... yeah, see? Pretty easy. Plus, that was a shitload of experience, goddamn. Can't beat that. Think I can get there without him getting into me? Hey, silver! Nice! I am going to give those to Eri. Defense goes up by 1. Not great, but... Toki's already basically invincible, so I don't think he quite needs it right now. Whereas Eri can still catch a pot shot and still take a lot of damage. Especially with like this many Ashigarus. Yeah, it's not like a perfect setup I have going here, because like there are enemies that will... you can still catch a stray like that and get completely wiped out, but... it's not like individual characters dying is too much of an issue. Because they just come back after the fight's done with 1 HP. Which is way more kind than the first game. Because the first game, if a character died, they had to go and be revived. Oh, hey, 7, nice. If a character died, they had to go be revived. But also, they only had a certain amount of lives. Though there were ways to restock lives. But if a character died 3 times, you just lost them forever. And, you know, if you're late game, that's gonna fucking hurt. Because you already did all that grinding. You could probably, like, skip some of the grind if it was, like, a monster. Then you can kind of just eat some endgame meat and kind of get back to where you want to be. But, like, if it was something like a human, where in the first game you got their stats up by drinking potions, and those potions cost some serious money, I'd be very careful. But then, you know, the first game in general is, like, really save scum heavy in general, because, like, if you have a mutant, they could, like, randomly lose, like, some great... like, you could get, like, a super great skill, and then just completely lose it in the next fight. Like, you have to save scum and check, like, every single time you get into a battle, just to make sure you can keep all the things that you've kept, or that you've gained. Oh, it all went to the same place. Oh well. Yeah, see, screen transitions, not safe. You can get into random battles there, too. Eri is almost out of flame, so I think I'm going to start going with thunder now. Nice and fast. Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake. If your character is going for... I'd eat fungus meat, I like mushrooms. If your character is targeting a monster that is no longer there, or a group of monsters that's no longer there, they will not auto-retarget. That was kind of a hallmark of the era, unfortunately. They will just sit there and do nothing. It's also a thing in the first Golden Sun, which... I don't know, I feel like Golden Sun came out way too late for that to be, like, a thing. I feel like developers knew better by then. But I think they fixed it in The Lost Age, so... you know, bully. Good on them. No? How about we... oh, Cure, sorry. I thought we were using on Thunder. Or using it on our party members. That would have sucked. Yeah, as you can see, it's like... you use Thunder with Ki, and it just deletes a group of enemies. Like, if we get the boss here, I'm pretty sure Thunder will one-shot that as well. Boy, no mana from all... okay, bad example. Smaller groups like that, not really going to bother with. Like 4 Jaguars, no thanks. Especially now that Eri is out of spell charges. We get an Axe, which is a strength-based weapon, so Skwisgaar wants it. Yeah, this will be the first opportunity we get to say goodbye to something, so let's give it the Axe. Yeah, huge change, right? I don't know, I think the Axe might be inaccurate. I can check that real quick. Yeah, regular Axe. No, it's not any more or less accurate, really. It's just really strong. So there's the boss of this area. How much... we got plenty. I think 1 SMG ought to be fine. It's just once we finish with Asura's base, we're never going to be able to come back here. So if you want to take the opportunity to grind up, you can. I think it might just be a better idea at this point to just, like, start going towards Ashura's Desert. But I don't think this is gonna go how you want it to go, Mr. Rhinosaur. Use Flame. And Thunder! Yeah, almost one shot. And there it goes. Our Rhino is a level 2 or 3 enemy. I'm surprised. Well, if I had Flame, we probably would have gotten mana from that. Bonsai! Oh no, it was a load-bearing door. Oh, but first treasure. We get some... Excuse you. Jaguar, you might want to get out of here too. Fire Magi. Oh, that's a big group. I want to fight them. Did all of our... Yeah, all of our stuff got restored, huh? That's interesting. I guess I could go back and, like, farm those guys now. If I did that before the fight, I would have loved to be able to use Flame and get some mana out of that, but... Alas. Never had frog legs. You know, you always hear it as a joke, but... Never had it. I think 2 flames ought to be more than enough. Yeah, once we get into Ashura's Realm, I'll start cutting out battles more often. They're pretty fast in general. And really, they're going to remain pretty fast. And ice! And now we can get out. Yep, we can never come back here now. Oh no. Looks like we're just gonna have to ambush the guy. So now we can go up to the Pillar of the Sky. Oh, Key. Bye, Key. And up we go! This is one of my favorite little things about it. It's like we're climbing up this, like, giant, like... Again, similar to the first game, where climbing up a big tower was the thing, but here it's more like the branches of a tree. I think it's really fascinating. Can I go in here? Nope. So this is how your progression gets blocked. You'll go into a new world, gather all the Magi that you can, which we got all 6 with the first world, so we're done there. Which was enough to get us into here, but we're gonna need the Magi from Ashura's Desert in order to progress further. Which is good. I want to take out Ashura before he gets too strong. Ah. Welcome to World 2, Ashura's Desert. Oh. Hold up, can I get SMGs here? I want to do that before I call it an episode. Shoot. Hold up. I need to go back. Actually, before I cut and go back, here are some new enemies we have here. Pebbles and Were-Rats. Which is a perfect opportunity for me to test some RNG stuff here. I want to see, if I can manipulate groups and, like, RNG with save states. So, there we go. I've saved a state here. Oh, well, I got what I wanted anyway. So, this is what we're going to feed Kai now. Baby Dragon changed to a Sprite! But weren't they all sprites? Oh, look at that. 218. 32 mana! 31 agility. Like, an immunity to Quake. These Thunders are just gonna rip through everything. Like, now we're just completely broken. Like, we can easily go through Ashura's Realm as well. Hell, I might not even need the SMGs at that point. The first time I went through the game, I didn't really have much of an idea what I was doing, which is obvious, because when you go through a game, you don't know what really to do. So I kind of just fed my monster everything to see, like, what I could get out of it, and, like, see what kind of cool things I could find, but I'm following more of an optimal path here, and, like, yeah, Sprite is going to get us everywhere we need to go. Now, I don't want the punches, so I thought those might sell for less, but... Or sell for more, rather. Don't really need this hammer anymore, either. Alright, I don't remember if SMGs increase HP... I'm sorry, let's see. Oh, SMGs don't really increase the stats at all, but it does give you a shitload of HP. So Toki's already pretty good. Well, let's see. Really is pretty dead, even. I'm going to give it to Toki just because I'm just favoring Toki pretty hard here. Since he is our tank right now, more HP is better. So, that'll be nice. So with that, we have basically no amount of like group encounters can really scare us, because now we have 2 group clearing spells with Thunder and NSMG, even though it's not really a spell. We still have Ares Flame, and now that we're going to a higher level worlds, we can start getting some real abilities for her. Including, well, I'll explain it when we get to Ashura, but Ashura himself could give us something very nice. But like I said, I'll explain that when we get to it. Alright. So, I forgot that you can get in encounters here. Well, actually, now that we're here, let's show off what we can do with some of this stuff. Thunder! Kai obviously going first. Oh, poor Aries not gonna get to do anything, is she? I should save in a second space to be sure. Alright, so I think I'm going to call it here for now. But what dangers could await us in Ashura's desert? Could we fight the big man on campus himself? Find out next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy Legend 2. See you guys then!